My name is Benjamin, and yes, I'm a business analyst at Odoo for no more than 3 years. Today I'm gonna show you how we can build a new application without any development, so with Odoo Studio. I'm gonna show you how we can create a new application, how we can edit menu, on how we can customize screens, views, create new reports without any development. But first of all, let's start with a short introduction. Why you should use Odoo Studio? With Odoo Studio, you maybe already know that it's very easy to customize screens. So for all your views, all your screens, all the screens you have in the application, you can customize them. So just add some fields, add some new tabs or new pages, add new groups, and so on. New buttons. It's very easy with Odoo Studio. It's also easy to add new reports. So you'll see that we have two kinds of reports. So on a new model or on an existing one, you can add a new report, and that's easy with Studio. You can also add automated actions. So if you want to automate some flows, send email automatically, or trigger some automated action, you can add them with Odoo Studio in the interface. Yes, maybe you've seen the talk of my colleague yesterday about Odoo Studio and use it as a prototyping application. So you can use it to make specifications. So if you want to show something to your customer, so it could be interesting to use it to add fields and show to your customer, yes, that will be like that, and without any development, but just as a prototyping tool, so you can show how the interface will work with more development, but just the interface. And of course, and that's what I'm going to show you today, you can group all of these things, all of those things, sorry, and create a new application from scratch. And by using all the functionalities, it's amazing it's amazing that you can build anything you want. Yeah, I'm gonna start with the demonstration, and I will take the use case. So let's imagine that I've just been hired in a university for the IT department. And the way they manage the courses and the teacher is not efficient. So I just want to use Odoo and to show my colleague how I can create a new database to manage teachers, courses, students. And I want, of course, to get some statistics. I want to keep track of the information about students, like name, emails, addresses, and so on. I also want to automate an action, so every time a course is validated, the teachers receive an email to see that, yes, the course has been validated, and with the date, with the date, end date, and start date. So I'm gonna show you right now, and yes, by showing you this demonstration, I will briefly show you the new functionality we have in the Odoo version 11. With Odoo Studio. So now, yeah, I'm in a fresh new database where I just installed Odoo Studio, as you can see there. I've also installed the CRM and the sale application. That's it, okay? And now, in order to create a new application, I just need to go to the main menu, and I'm gonna create my new application to manage my courses and my teachers. So I'm just gonna open Odoo Studio right there. And just by clicking on the small button there, I can create a new application, and I can start. Yes, I can create a new application. I need to choose a name. Let's call it Academy App. Okay. I can, as you see, I can design my icon. I can change the background. I can change the image. I can also upload an image. So as you can see, I can take an image from my computer and yes, put it there. So it will be the base image for my application. In the second step, I have to create the first menu, the first model in my new application. So the first model would be the courses, because there is nothing like that in the system by default. So I add a model to record my courses and the different lessons I'll have. And that's actually it. So I create the application and it's now available. As you can see, you are just redirected to the main to the first model in my database in the form view. So if I close Odoo Studio with this button, you can see that my new application has been created, and there I have my courses. Of course, the first thing I want to do, so I want three things. I want to manage the teachers, I want to manage the students, and I want to manage the courses. And I want to see who is assigned to a course as a teacher, as students, and so on. So, as you know, I already have a table that I can use to record contacts, but it's only contacts. It's done for customer, supplier. So I can customize my contact to be able to mention if it's a student, whether it's a student or it may be a teacher, or it can be both. So I'm just gonna open the form view of my contacts. And with Studio, I'm just gonna add a new page there with the small plus, and you see a new page is created. And let's call it Academy. In this new page, I'm gonna add some fields, and with the new menu there, I can just drag and drop fields in my new pages. So I'm just gonna insert one checkbox there. You can see the field has been created. I can rename it as the teacher. So it's just a Boolean field that will allow me to define if my contact is a teacher or not. I'm gonna add the same field, but for the students. And let me just rename it. Okay. And let's close it. So I have now a new page where I can manage the academy, and in this new page, 2 new fields. I'm just gonna create 3 new records: a teacher, okay, that I will set as a teacher, of course, a student that I set as a student, and let's say a teacher student. So it is a student, but also a teacher. Okay, so I've created some records, and now I can just move to the Odoo Academy to customize my courses form view. So I can just click on the create, and as you can see, when you create a new model, Odoo automatically creates a field called name for the name of the course, but that's it. So I need to customize this form view so I'm able to have more information. So what I want for my courses is, for example, a description. So I will just simply drag and drop a field again there to have the description. Okay, so it's a description, yes, for the course. It's a multi-line text, so you'll see the type of field we get. I want to have a start date and an end date, so I'm just gonna add a date there that will be used later for other views. So I want a start date, okay, and an end date. And I want the end date to be mandatory if the start date is set. So if I set a start date, the end date should be also set. And how can I manage that? So I'm just gonna rename this field. And you see that there you have 3 options to make it invisible, required, or read-only. And there I want it required if with some condition that I can add with the new filter interface. So it's easy to add condition. So I just want to make it required, so mandatory, if the start date is set. I'm gonna show you later what's what you can actually do with this. So I've created a new field with a condition. I'm gonna create a field to link the course with a teacher. So I need to assign a teacher to a course. So I want to select a many-to-one field. A many-to-one field is a relation between one model and another. So a relation between course and the contact table in the system. And why many-to-one? Because one teacher can be assigned to many courses, of course. And one course can be assigned to only one teacher, okay? But for this field, of course, I just want to be able to select the teachers. So I don't want to be able to select all my contacts and in my database. I just want to be able to select the contacts that are defined as a teacher. So I just gonna rename the field, and what I need to use is a domain. And once again, we can add a filter with the condition. So based on the relation, so the contact, the ID there, I need to check if the field teacher on my contact is set to true. That's the base condition, but I could of course change it, but that's what I want. So I will only be able to select teacher in this field, okay? I'm just gonna do the same for the students, but the students is a different field because yes, of course, one student can attend multiple courses, and one courses can, yes, of course, have multiple students. So I'm gonna use a many-to-many field that I will display there. Once again, the relation is the same because I use the contact table to make my students there. I just confirm. We name the field again with the students, and once again, use a domain. Okay, that I can add, and instead of the teacher field, I need to make it as the student field is set to true. Okay. So now that all my fields are created, I can close the application and create a first record to show you what happened. So introduction to accounting is the name of my course. I can add a description, so short, introduction to accounting rules, for example. Okay, a start date. And as you can see, if I set a start date, for example, it started in September, the end date becomes mandatory. You can see that the end date field is now bold because the start date has been set. That was my condition, so the end date should be set in January, for example, at the end of January. I can define a teacher, and I can select, yes, multiple students. It's a many-to-many field, so I can select multiple students. And as you can see, that was the same for teacher. I can there, in this menu, I can only see students. So I can only see contacts that are marked as a student, okay? So I select, my students are added, and there, as you can see, I had only the option to add my teacher. That was the same, and that's what I've done with the domain in my field, okay? There, I can save my course, and of course I can create a new one. So I have to record marketing, and I just set another teacher there. That's it. Okay, so now I have two records in my database, and let's say that in addition to the teacher, I also want to be able to have in this view the email address that is set on the teacher, because as you know, as I use the contact model, I can use all the information that are already on the contact, so like the address, the website, if any, and the email address, of course. And let's say that I don't want to go to the teacher form view to be able to see the email address of my teacher. So what I need to do is create another field which is related to the teacher email address. And that I can also do with a new functionality in the Studio interface there. I can add what we call a related field. So a related field allows me to make a relation between this model and another field already in this model and take information from this field and this form view. So I want to select the relation, and there it's really easy to select the relation I want. So as you can see, I have three many-to-one relation field in my course model. The created by, that was created automatically when I created the application. Same thing for the last updated by. And I created the teacher. What I want is the email address of my teacher, so I just click on the teacher, and I just select the field that I want to make related, the email address. I confirm, and as you can see, automatically the email address of my teacher is set there, of course. Of course, if I close Odoo Studio and if I change my teacher, you'll see that the email address also changed. It's really related to what I want there. Let me check why it's not. What did I do? I did something wrong, maybe. Okay. I didn't save. Okay. So it's really related to what I set in my teacher form, so in my contact form. Another functionality that I want to set in my course is to keep track of the activity in my course. So there, by default, you can see that there is no chatter for this new model, but I can of course add a new one. Sorry, but just by clicking there in the Odoo Studio interface, where I can add a chatter. No, the chatter is available, and I can schedule, I can send a message, I can log node, and I can do whatever I want with the chatter. So I can, yes, really send message, notify someone about something in my database. So the chatter is used. Now let's say that, of course, I have my courses, but I also want to be able on my contact form view, so on my students or on my teacher form view, the course that are related to him. So I want to make a button on my teacher from view, yes, to link it to the courses. And with Odoo Studio and in version 11, it's really easy to switch from one application to another. So I'm there in the interface of courses, of course, but I can switch easily to the contact application there. And there I'm in the base view, I'm in the Kanban view for the contact, but with the button there, I can easily switch from one view to another, so to the tree view, or what I want to customize is the front view. So I can switch to the front view without leaving Odoo Studio. I can switch from one application to another, and I can switch from one view to another. Before, I had to click on the views there to change from one view to another. And I had to quit, to leave Odoo Studio if I wanted to switch from one application to another. So there, in the contact, in the teacher form view, that is the contact form view, I can add a smart button, what we call a smart button there, to link it with the course. So I'm just gonna select a label for my button, an icon that I can select, and a relation. I can search more and search on the model courses, of course. Yes, and I see my field, my related field, which is linked to this table. There, okay. Now, as you can see there in the top right corner, I've got this new button, which is linked to the course. And it automatically gives me the number of course we have. There, if I go on my teacher form, I can see that I have one course linked to this teacher. So that's easy to make the relation between one model and another with a smart button. Okay. In the contact tree view, I can see that I have the name of my teacher, I have the phone number and the email. And as you can see, so when I created the field many-to-many in my courses from view, I've got the same view list there for the students. So by default, Odoo takes the same view list as the model we use, but we can of course change it. And once again, that's something new in the application in version 11. I can customize for this field, so for many-to-many field and for one-to-many field. That's the same principle. So I can edit the list view because I also want let's say the country of my students. So I can drag and drop an existing field which is in the database. So for example, country or city, let's say city. I can drag and drop it there. Okay, I've got now the city in my form view, but it's only in this view. So in the tree view, which is in my form view of my course. But of course, if I go back to the contact, the tree view of my contact has not changed. So I can customize a tree view which is in a form view without changing the default form view. Of course, I can also customize this one, but that's not what I wanted. I just wanted to customize what I see in the course form view. And that's the same for one-to-many field because this is the same features. We can edit the field, and we can also edit. I shown you for the tree view, but I can also edit the form view because when I add a student from there, so I can add an item and create a new student there. I have a form view that I can use, but I can of course customize it as well. So if I click on Odoo Studio, again on this field, I can click on the button Edit Form View there, that I can use to customize the form view I will see when I create a new student from my course and my academy application. Okay, so I can remove field, I can remove, for example, the job position because it's not relevant. I can remove it from the view. So yeah, I removed all the blocks, sorry, but I can remove a field, a block, a group, and what I want, okay? So that's the same principle. Now that I have created a view for my courses, a view for my new application, so my academy application, I also want to be able to make stages for my courses because we've got new courses, we've got courses to be validated, and we've got courses that are already validated. So I want to be able to manage the progress and the stage of my course. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, and you maybe already know it, we've got this Kanban view that we can activate. So again, if I open Odoo Studio, I can quickly, and that's new, I can activate a new view, which is the Kanban view. Before, we were not able to activate this view in Odoo Studio, so I can just click on the Kanban view, and there I can choose what I want to be able to do in my Kanban view. If I can quickly create a new record or a new stages, and if I want to use stages as my group by default. So if I click on this button, Odoo will automatically create a new field, which is called stage, okay? So I can group my record by stages. If I don't want to use stages, I can just choose another field to make the group by, but in this case, I really want to enable stages, and Odoo creates a new field, okay? So there, and also in the Kanban view, I can easily add priority. Odoo will add a priority field with stars, so to mention to set if the course is important or not. I have the same option for an image and for tags, okay? So now that I have created my Kanban view, it's now available there in the top right corner. I've got this view, and I don't have any stages at the moment, so I need to create one, as I can quickly create a new stages. So the new one, for example, and validated one. Okay, I quickly add stages. I can drag and drop my course, of course, and yeah, I can easily drag and drop and do what I want. So my new view is available. And what I wanted, of course, is to send automatically an email when a course and once a course is validated. So let's say that this introduction to accounting is not validated yet, and I want the system to send automatically an email to my teacher once the course is validated. So this I can also do it with Odoo Studio. There, we've got this tab there, automation, where we can create what we call automated action. So I'm gonna create a new automated action, and I send an activation email to teacher. Okay. Those fields are already filled in automatically, so my model is the course model. And the action to do is not to update the record, but I can choose to send an email, okay? If I choose this action to do, I need to set an email template, so to mention and to define which is the email I want to send. There, I have no email template based on the model course, so I can quickly create a new one. And there, so course activated. Okay, the model is the course, of course, the subject, and then I can use what we call dynamic values in the email template. So dynamic values is, once again, we can use information that are contained in my record to be displayed in the model that is sent. So, for example, I want to send the name of the course, of course, and then I can use the tab Dynamic Placeholder Generator. I can choose the field that I want to display. So, for example, the name of the course. Yes. So I can search it. The name. I take the name, and Odoo gives me the dynamic value I need to use in my content. For example, so validation of, and I copy paste the dynamic value, and if I send an email from this record, from introduction to accounting, Odoo will take the name of my course. Okay, I can of course set a content. Hello, the course I copy paste has been validated, and I can also use other fields in my form like start date, end date. And I can also use relation between fields. So, for example, I can use a value that is in my teacher form view. For example, the email address, or I can use the city of my teacher if I need in the email with dynamic value. Best regard. So the email template is done, the content is done, the subject is done. What I also need is the email address to which I need to send the email. So I'm gonna use the dynamic placeholder again, and I want to select. So, for example, teacher email address. Okay, I've got this dynamic value, and I put it in my email. So my email template is saved, and the only thing I still need to do is to define when I want to trigger this action. So I want to trigger it when the stage becomes validated. So when my course becomes validated. So I need to trigger to set a trigger condition. It will be on update, and with the on update condition, I can apply after change condition. So what should be the condition after my update? And for this, I need to set a domain there. And once again, I can use the easy filter. And I can use the stage. Where is the stage? It's there. Stage, once again, the relation, the stage name contains validated. Okay? So what I want is that an email is sent when my course is validated. So I go back, I'm gonna close Odoo Studio, and from my Kanban view, so if I go back to the list view and switch to my Kanban view, I can drag and drop this course to the validated stage, but where can I see that my email has been sent? You can see that in the chatter, my email has been sent automatically. So an action has been triggered thanks to my condition. And of course, if I change, no, I have no courses in my new stages. It's not a big deal. If I change it back, this course to the new stage, there is no email sent, of course, because it's not in my condition. It's not in my domain. Yeah. So another functionality and another thing I could do with my course is to set what we call a Gantt view. So to see the start date and an end date for my course in one view, and we've got what we call the Gantt view. So in the view we can, and that's new with Odoo Studio version 11, we can activate a calendar view, we can activate a Gantt view, we can activate a grid view, a pivot view with some statistic. So that's new. That's new views you can activate with Odoo 11. Okay, and there I can just activate a view. And if I want to activate a Gantt view, I just need to select two dates, so for the start date and the end date, of course. And that's why I set the end date. And now you can see that I have a new view available, the Gantt view, with my course which has dates, and with the duration of my course. That could be interesting. So I can easily see, okay, this course will be available in the first semester or in the second semester, and so on. So that's something I can do. And I could use other view. I'm not gonna show you all the view, but as you can see, calendar view, pivot view, and other view available in the system. Okay. No, I want to be able, because in my contact form, as you can see, we've already some filter that you can use to filter my data, but I have nothing for the teacher. I have nothing for the students. If I want to be able to find all the students in my database, I cannot use I cannot use a default filter. So what I want to do is create default filter and display them in this view. So this is also available with Odoo Studio version 11. There in the views, I can enable, change what we call the search view. The search view is used to make filters, to make group by, and to make auto-completion field. So now, let's say that I want to add a filter, for example, to be able to filter on students or on teachers. So I'm just gonna drag and drop the field teacher, which is already existing in my database, where it is student and teacher, that's there. So I can simply drag and drop them there. Can I? No, it's yes, I can drag and drop there. Yeah, it's not working. Maybe let me switch on the runbot to see if it's working. It should be working, so I could be able to filter to drag and drop a field there in the search view to add a filter, and it should be, maybe let me check if with another field it's working or not. So for example, yeah. Oh, yes, I can drag and drop a filter if I want, but I should also be able to drag and drop my field, and there, of course, with the filter, I can also add a domain to be able to check if this is a filter. So I save it. No, it's not working neither. Sorry, it should be working. So there you should be able to add filters it will be fixed for sure. But so the filter, you will see them in the filter, in the default filter. The group by is used to group by records. For example, you will see teacher and not teacher if I use this field as a group by, or also an auto completion field, which is actually used when you type something in the database. So let me check. I'm not sure it's gonna work. Yeah, the barcode there. I don't think. Yeah, no. But the auto completion field, if I add a drag and drop a field there, I will be able to use them when I type something there. You see that I see the name, tax, salesperson, related company. I will also see the barcode there, or the field that I want. So that's a new function. That's something new we can use in the interface. That's good. The last thing I would like to do with Odoo Studio is to create a report for the course. So as you know, for the sale order, for the invoice, we have already defined and we have already default reports. But I also want to create a new one for the Odoo Academy. So I can open Odoo Studio again, and in the reports tab, in the reports, I can create a new one. Before, I only had the option to create a blank document. Now I can also choose the business document. It's a little bit more completed there, as you can see. So we've got already the footer, the header, the charter. We've got some new some field already added, and if I activate the debug mode, what we call the debug mode, I will be able to access the XML view already in the report. So there, if I select the reports, now it's created, and I can see the XML view where I can customize and add some other fields to customize my report. So it's already easier to have a report which is already, yes, a little bit customized and with some information. And see the XML you can use to add other information. If you want to add some other table or some other field, you can do it from this interface. Okay, so you've seen that I've created in like 30 minutes a new application. Of course, we can do yes, more things with the application. We can create any other model, for example. We can also edit the menu. We can do what we want with Odoo Studio, and this without any development. But let's say that I did it on a test instance because I didn't want to do it in my production database, but I don't want to, and I'm really happy about what I've done. I just want to be able to export the customization and import it on another database. That's also possible with Odoo Studio. So once everything is done, you can just, in the main menu, you can just open Odoo Studio, and there, in the customization menu, you can choose to check, to export what you've done, sorry. So if you click on export, a zip file will be downloaded with all your code, everything you've done, and this file you'll be able to import it in another database. And all your customization will be done and will be available in your production database. So that's easy to use Studio first in a test database without any development. If you don't leave Odoo Studio, everything will be contained in this zip file that you can import in another database. Okay, so that's it for the demonstration. So what we've seen which was new, I'm gonna just explain you the difference between version 10 and version 11. In version 10, when we created a new model, a new application, we did it in one step. It was only the name of the application, and the first model was already created with the same name of the application. Now we've got two steps, one for the application name and one for the same model. So the first model is not linked to the name of the application. That's better. So I didn't want to create an academy model. I just wanted to create a course model in my academy application. and that's better. As you have seen, we can switch between applications easily. So without leaving Odoo Studio, I was in my course application. I switched to the contact form without leaving Studio. So I don't have to close Studio every time I want to switch from one application to another. It's now easy to drag and drop field. You don't have to click on the small plus to add a field in a view. It's better because we cannot drag and drop a field out of a group. The design is better. It's easier to use it. Yes. Yes, we can now edit one-to-many and many-to-many fields, as I showed you with the Edit List View and Edit Form View button. We can edit a form view without changing the default form view of the model. So that's a new thing, and also related fields. So what we call related field, like the teacher email address. So I can make a relation between field, and that's really easy to drag and drop a related field and to make the relation, because I've got the option by default. So what are the relation I can choose, and that's really easy to make relation without any code, without any development. It's really easy. You just select a domain and a field. Yes, it's also easy to switch between view. You don't have to go back to the view screen to be able to switch between view in Odoo Studio. So you can just click in the top right corner on the button to switch from one view to another. You can now enable Kanban View. So if you want to group your records by stages or by another field, it's now easy to enable this Kanban View. And that's the same, of course, for Gantt View and Search View. So Gantt View is a new type, a new view type that we can enable in the system with Odoo Studio. And that's the same. I was not able to show you, but the search view, you can update them quite easily just by drag and dropping a field in the filter, in the group by, or in the auto completion field. Yeah. As a short conclusion, you've seen that yes, in a few minutes we can create an application. The usability has been really improved between version 10 and version 11. The view are cleaner because when we remove a field, when we add a field in a view, we move it and then replace it in another space. The view is much cleaner than before in the XML code, so that's also better for technical people. The usability has been improved because we cannot display a field outside the group, so the design is clean. It's really great now. We've got new features, so it's quite new features, but that's really useful, like related field, and that's what I just explained. So we've improved the features, and it's much faster to create an application. Thanks to the drag and drop and also the version 11, it becomes really fast to create this application. So that's it from my side. Thank you for your attention. And if you have any question, I will be available right now. Or we have two workshops about Odoo Studio. One this afternoon in the main entrance hall, and one tomorrow in the morning, I think. So we'll be available to answer all your questions about Odoo Studio. If you want a demonstration, feel free to come at the workshop. Or I'm available just right now to answer your question. So thank you. Yes, please. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. No, because it's not installed in my database, but it will be. It is with the new scheduled activity. It is so. I mean, we have a new feature for activity, and it will be available. It's just not installed in my database, but it should be available. Yes, in the database, yes. Let me check. Yes, that's true. No, that should be available in the chapter as well for my new model. honestly, I don't know if it has been done. No. That should be improved maybe, but that should be available. So maybe that's something we should improve, or I don't know, maybe something not working there in my database, but this scheduled activity should be. Thanks for your comment. Yeah? Yes? If I mean, if the stage is no, if the stage is not, if there is no record in one stage, we cannot see it in. Yes, I know that. What we could do is, hmm? This will be fixed. So yes, but yeah, I know what you. Yes, so the stage disappears. It's still there. It's still created, but we can just not see it in the Kanban view. We know that, and that will be fixed. Yes, maybe you had a question? Yeah. Yes. Let me just check. That's a good question. Yeah. The question was for other people who don't heard the question. The question is, okay, can we make a restriction so the end date should be, yes, higher, not higher, but yes, should be after the start date, of course. Let me just quickly check the end date. So with maybe not there. I don't think that's there. Yeah. I think the best way, not in Odoo Studio. It doesn't seem to be available in Odoo Studio. That's of course possible to do it, but with some Python code, so it's more advanced. But not with Odoo Studio. There is no way to do it easily with Odoo Studio. That's something possible, but with more customization and maybe more Python code. So I was just looking for easiest way to do it, but that does not seem possible. So, but it's definitely possible with more Python code. Any other question? Yeah. Yes. In the version 10, I don't think so. I don't think so. It will be available. You will have issues. So the question is, can we export Odoo Studio customization from version 11 and import them in a version 10? But I don't think that will be possible because the code is maybe not compatible, or you will probably get issue with the import. So I don't think that will be possible. Yes. Yes. No. Yes, so the report, so the question is, can we custom, so we've seen that we have added a report for the courses. The question was, can we drag and drop fields in the report? So that's not available in version 11, but that's something we are working on it. So for the next version, maybe in the near futures, that will be available. So that's something we are working on it. That's not yet available. You can of course see what has been created with the XML code, but of course drag and dropping field, it's not yet available in version 11 in a report. So the question is, do you recommend to use Odoo Studio to customize your production database? Yes, as a functional consultant, I can tell you that I've already done it for customer, and in my day-to-day job, it's really easy to use it. I mean, with the Studio functionality to to be able to export it. That's a great tool that I can do with my customer. I customize on the test instance, and I can also learn customer how to customize before we had to change and to code views, and that's also easier for us as a business analyst, as a consultant, but also for the customer to customize themselves the view. So that's something I recommend as a business analyst, yes. But just for, I mean, the Odoo Studio is a great tool for small customization. Of course, if you need to make development and, yes, bigger development, that's not the best tool. But for small customization, that's really a great tool, I think. Yes, please. Yeah, so you mean, so the question is if we export, do Studio export, does Studio export the Python code? So if you export from Odoo Studio, everything that you have done from Odoo Studio will be exported, because, for example, when you create a view, an automatic action from Odoo Studio, I think an XML ID with Odoo Studio is created. Yes, it's not Python, but it's exported. If you create an automated action with Python code, the Python code will be exported. But what you do from Odoo Studio, if you do it something from, yes, outside Odoo Studio, it will not be exported. So with, yes, bigger Python code, I don't know, other module you want to import outside Studio, it will not be exported. So only what has been done from Odoo Studio. XML, but yeah, in an XML file, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, please. With one too many fields? Yes. So yes, so yes, but you can use one too many, but it's for each record that are in the one too many, you can do something, or it's like the sale order lines. You can display all the lines in the template with codes, but that's more advanced code, but that's something we could also do. But I'm not. Yes, I'm not able to show you right now because it takes a little bit more time. But that's something you can do. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Maybe the last question. After we will have a workshop, and you can yes ask any question you want later today or tomorrow, as I told you. Yes. Maybe a last question because yes. So. I don't know, because if you import Python code, I don't know if it's available on the SaaS. I don't think it is. So that's just for customization that you can do with Odoo Studio. You cannot export it, make Python code in the application, and then import it. I don't think that's available. No. So thank you for your attention. And again, if you have any question about Odoo Studio, please come to our workshop today or tomorrow in the morning. So this afternoon at 2 p.m. it starts in the main entrance hall. And I will be there, and one technical colleague will also be there to answer your technical questions. So please come there if you have any more questions. Thank you.